What is going on, everyone? It's Brody back again with another tennis video, and today's tennis topic is going to be something that's a little bit different than what I usually do here on the channel. So I've recently been hearing a lot about this string brand called YTEX, and I've never played with them before. I didn't know really what their story was or what they were about, but I looked into them a little bit more, and I saw on their website that they have a starter box, and that starter box it essentially has 6 strings in it that YTEX does offer, as well as a couple of different items. So I decided, let's try them out. I don't know what's going to happen, but I at least wanted to see what's going on and what all the talk is about. So on my way home, my package finally arrived. I ordered this, I believe it was late last week, so I just got it today. And here in the package, one of the first things that comes with it is a string guide that you can use to compare your current string that you use to what YTEX strings have, what the strings that YTEX have to offer. So now granted, this is going to be a little bit backwards, but they have Babolat on here, they have Diadem, they have Technifiber, Head strings, Wilson strings, even Luxilin on here. So you get a full chart on here, as well as recommended tensions to put the string in for your racket. You have a stencil for your racket, because if you like the strings, you like the brand, of course, you can rep the logo. You have, let's see what else is in here. You have a t-shirt of your choosing in whatever size. This size, my dad and we got this box together so we could both try out the strings. So my dad got the shirt because I was the one that came out with the idea for the box. And then, of course, you get the receipt. And I was also kind enough, they also sent some handwritten letters, as well as just a few notes on what the strings are, what strings they compare to, as well as a few others that if you don't have any suggestions about what you may want to try, then they'll put in a few little words or a few different strings about what'll actually be in there as well. Then, of course, you have coupon code, which, sorry, but if I'm not going to show it yet, but if I like it, because if I like the strings, I'll probably get more, so I'll have to use the code myself. But we shall see. I may do a giveaway of the code if it ends up that this video does well, as well as the strings do incredibly decent. And then you have one of those not handle things, but one of the grips that go at the top of your racket, just to kind of like lock the grip tape down, so that some people really love these things, others they couldn't care less, or they don't know that they exist. So I thought this was a really cool thing to include in the package. And then you also have a YTEX band that says team on it. And then what else we got? Custom dampener from YTEX itself. It just has the YTEX logo, and yeah, just the YTEX logo on both sides. And then finally, we have the strings. Now, like I said, they send 6 strings in the starter package. Like, I have not opened these yet. I'm going to do that right now. So we'll cut away here, and I'll show you the strings once they're out of the package. All right, I got the strings open, and now the first one that they sent me over is going to be, I think this is one of their probably most known strings, or at least this is the one I've seen talked about the most. This is going to be their Quadro Twist string from YTEX. So here we have looks to be a 4-sided string, as well as it's twisted, so should have a lot of spin potential. It says here, yep, I was right, spin is the highest category for this string. So this one will be really interesting. I'm thinking it's going to play similar to an RPM Blast, or maybe even a Gamma Jet. If you've heard of that, Gamma Jet's another twisted string, and I've played with that one before because it was just a little bit of a weird experience, but there was a ton of spin. So that was the Quadro Twist, as well as I then got the YTEX Triangle Twisted. So instead of the Quadro Twist, which was a 4-sided, this one is a triangle. This one I actually did request in the comment section of the actual order menu for YTEX, and I was like, I saw it, I thought it was really interesting. That was 3-sided and also offered a twist option. So I put in there, could I please try this one if available? And YTEX came through. Now, weirdly enough, This string is said that it has much more power in it than it does spin. So I'll be interested to see how this one plays once I get that into my actual racket. Then next up we have Square X, another string from YTEX. We got another 4-sided string. This one is not twisted, so if I'm assuming this one's going to play like vocal V square, that would be my best guess. I haven't really played with as many square-sided strings just because I tend to prefer round polyesters, but having some shape to the poly really does help, especially get that spin up in anyone's game, no matter what string or racket you use. Next up, we have the Hexagon X from YTEX. This one coming in a nice, I'll say cherry red color. This one, the biggest factor here, this is going to be the control string for you. Even though this is a hexagon shape, it's a 16L, so a 1.25 millimeter. That's usually what I call about a 17 gauge, but each brand is a little bit different. This one's going to be real interesting. Really great. It's looking like spin quality. Not the top one, but the control for all you control players who just really love direction and being able to pinpoint where you're going to put the ball. Looks like this one's going to be the one to go with. I'll let you know once I actually have it in my racket. Next up, we have the Square X Sharp, and this is coming at an 18 gauge. Now, this I think is the only 18 gauge that I got sent from YTEX. I'm pretty sure they have a few more, but this one looks real interesting to me. If you can see that design of the string. Now, while I'm stringing this, it may hurt my hand, may hurt my fingers, but when I'm playing with it, this thing is gonna have a ton of spin. I can tell already. Should be a great time out on the court. And then finally, we have probably a just regular rounded string. Now on the inside, as you can see here, this is the YTEX Pro Tour. As you can see on the inside of the string, it is a little bit more shaped, but on the outside, it's more of a circular string. So this string looks to be, we're looking more at the control and durability side of it. And this is going to be real interesting as well. This is probably one of the only round shaped polyesters that I got in the package. And so this will probably be close to what I'm used to playing with, and which will make for a very interesting play test, as well as this is a 17L gauge. So they have it as a 1.20 millimeter. Even that'll be real interesting to see as I get those out in my rackets. So that being said, the YTEX box so far, with everything that I've gotten here for the value that it was at, I feel like this is a great way to get started with YTEX strings. All of the strings are polyester strings. That is kind of like YTEX's big thing. They say that they have the softest polyester strings on the market. So that's one of the main things I'll be looking at as I test them and get them in my racket. So what I need to know from you is, are you interested in YTEX? And what string should I put in my racket first? I have an idea or two about which ones I want to go with, but I'm curious to know what you think. So that'll be where we'll end it off here today. If you have any questions or any comments about the YTEX program or just how to get this box, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to it as soon as I can. If you like the video, leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel so that we can grow this channel and get the information from the people who have it to the people who need it. There's a lot of tennis misinformation in the tennis community, and I took it upon myself to make this channel so that we can get rid of that. And as always, take care.